story, so it looked like former NFL coach Jon Gruden wants Kevin Stefanski's job, and he wants Shedeur Sanders to be his starting quarterback. Former NFL coach Jon Gruden. Well, Jon Gruden went on record and said that he would like to coach in New York or Cleveland. Now, we know New York coaches up out of there. Now, there's another coach that is in the hot seat more than any other coach in the entire National Football League, and that is Cleveland's own Kevin Stefanski.
A former coach, one who hasn't been in the league for years, suddenly reappears with a bold claim. He could fix the Browns, flip the franchise, and resurrect everything with one quarterback who hasn't even taken a snap. That alone is insane. But when that quarterback is Shedeur Sanders, and that coach is Jon Gruden, the entire football world starts spinning like a camera caught in a tornado. It starts with one interview, one offhand line, one little spark Gruden probably didn't expect to blow up. He casually says he could turn the entire franchise around with Shedeur Sanders. And that single sentence sets Cleveland on fire.
Would Jon be in the head coaching job for the Giants?
I think he'd be very interested. He loves football. He loves Jackson Dart. If you have a young quarterback as talented like Jackson, you want a guy like Jon that's going to challenge him every day. Does he have some stuff in his background? Maybe he does. But if you want a guy that gets the most out of your quarterback, the most out of your team, then I believe Jon Gruden would be a good fit. Does he want to do it? I have no idea. Now, I know he loves football. He loves a coach. If given the opportunity, if he's lucky enough to get one, he would really think.
And while this chaos erupts online, Kevin Stefanski walks into a press conference doing exactly what Cleveland fans can't stand anymore, doubling down on Dillon Gabriel. No matter how bad the offense looks, no matter how many screens get airmailed into the atmosphere, no matter how many analysts scream into microphones about quarterback play collapsing, Stefanski stands behind the podium like a statue with a headset. We're sticking with Dillon. He repeats, not considering Shedeur.
Kevin Stefanski is vowing to all of Cleveland Dog Pound Nation that he will not be playing Shedeur Sanders. He will remain keeping Dillon Gabriel as the starting quarterback. Now, we all know people from land to land, coast to coast, is pissed off with this news, bruh, because he wrapped up a press conference today, and he stated once again he will not be playing Shedeur Sanders. Now, let's pull up this Jon Gruden post, man. So this is the post right here that is making headlines. That is former NFL coach Jon Gruden said, I could turn that thing around, that entire franchise around with Shedeur Sanders.
And each time he says it, Cleveland fans age 5 years. You can feel the frustration radiating off social media like heat waves. Because while Dillon Gabriel is scrambling, hesitating, and making the field look like a maze he can't decode, Shedeur Sanders is sitting there, calm, quiet, focused, and completely untouched by all of this nonsense. The fanbase treats Shedeur like a prophecy, not a rookie, not a question mark, a prophecy, the future they've been begging for. And Stefanski is treating him like he doesn't exist.
Keep his job without playing Shedeur Sanders this year.
He's not playing Shedeur Sanders because he's keeping his job. We asking the wrong question. Playing Shedeur Sanders is because his job is safe. The only way you can get away with handling this quarterback situation as egregiously as he's handling the quarterback situation, continuing to play Dillon Gabriel, even though the offense has no spark, even though you're losing to the Jets and Justin Fields, even though Dillon Gabriel is airmailing now screens, is because you know you're safe.
That's where the conspiracy theories begin. Analysts openly say Stefanski must feel safe to be this stubborn, because no coach under real pressure would ignore the one player everyone believes could save the season. They think he wouldn't dare act like this if his job was on the line. They think the front office already promised him something. And they think the only reason Shedeur isn't playing is because Stefanski thinks he doesn't need to make that move. Meanwhile, Cleveland media practically combusts on live television. Analysts slam desks, wave papers, shout over each other, and perform theatrical breakdowns of every bad throw Dillon Gabriel makes.
Losing this game and kind of now being behind the eight ball. I mean, do you stick with Dillon Gabriel after this game, or do you think about making a change?
Yeah, we're going to stick with Dillon. Obviously, this is a young players that you're always trying to get one game better and those type of things, but we have to play better as an offense. We have to coach better, all the above.
One guy was so dramatic, he almost turned a misread into a Shakespeare monologue. Another analyst tried defending Dillon like he was an endangered species who needed federal protection. "He's a third-round rookie," he yelled, ignoring the fact that third-round rookies can still complete open passes. And this entire meltdown only makes Gruden's comment grow louder. Because the moment he aligned himself with Shedeur Sanders, the story changed. It went from Stefanski won't play him to Gruden wants him. Suddenly, the Browns are no longer dealing with a quarterback controversy. They're dealing with a potential coaching war.
If Kevin Stefanski had fear of losing his job, he would have been played Shedeur. Brian Daboll was like, you know what? I might lose my job. Here, Jackson Dart. Like, if you think you're gonna lose your job, you do move off of the Cats. So Shedeur Sanders is Kevin Stefanski's ace in the hole. The reason Stefanski's not playing Shedeur in my mind is because his job is safe. James, I look at it like this. Jimmy Haslam, Kevin Stefanski, they're on one accord. Andrew Berry, general manager, he views it differently. I think Andrew Berry, the general manager, he wants Shedeur.
Fans start imagining what Cleveland would look like if Gruden took over and immediately handed the starting job to Shedeur. They picture a fiery coach, a confident rookie, a new era, and the end of the stubbornness that's driving them insane. And while fans fantasize about Gruden building an offense around Shedeur, Stefanski keeps giving cold, robotic answers. He won't budge. He won't consider it. He won't even say Shedeur's name. And that's when it gets weird. Because refusing to even say a quarterback's name, that's not normal. That's not coaching strategy. That's something else. The fans feel it. The analysts feel it. Even the players feel it. And through all of this, rumors begin swirling that Stefanski is being linked to other jobs.
I don't think that's not my place, to answer, to even be able to give the answer to that. I feel like it's not in my control. So I'm not even gonna think about that or have that even in my thought process of why it is. Like, it's a lot of people that want to have the opportunity to be at this level, and I'm here, and I'm thankful to have the opportunity. So whenever that is, it is. But it doesn't make me feel down, or it doesn't make me feel left out or anything, because I know who I am as a person, I know who I am as an individual, and I know what I could bring to the
assistant roles, coordinator positions, anything outside Cleveland. Which only fuels the speculation that he already knows he's done. That he's finishing the season because he has to. That he's refusing to play Shedeur not out of strategy, but out of stubbornness, out of pride, out of defiance. Meanwhile, every loss pushes the team closer to collapse. Losing to the Jets was the moment Cleveland hit rock bottom.
Coaching, is that something that you want to get back into?
I miss it. I'm scratching that itch though right here. I would like one more chance to do it because I thought we had that team on the right trajectory. We were 3-0. We beat 3 straight playoff teams, and I thought we had a good young team. And it really crushes me to see how everybody went different directions real fast. So deep down, I'm kind of hoping someday I get a chance, but I'm definitely not counting on anything. So I've reinvented myself, man.
You've done it beautifully. That is.
Fans saw that loss as a cosmic sign, an omen, proof that the universe is begging the Browns to put Shedeur Sanders on the field. Because if there's one rule in football, you don't lose to the Jets unless something is deeply wrong. The fans are now past frustrated. They're demanding change. The entire city feels like it's breathing down Stefanski's neck. The media is circling. The front office is tense. And in the shadows, Jon Gruden is smiling like a man who sees an opening forming. One more loss, one more meltdown, one more game where Dillon Gabriel looks overwhelmed, and Cleveland might finally snap. And when that happens, there's one quarterback waiting, and one coach rumored to be waiting with him.
The guy that has a lot of money and still wants to work, and that's my brother. He still wants to get back into coaching. I don't know why, but he still wants to get back into the grind.
Will he do that? Would he accept the job, in your opinion, like in Arkansas?
I think he would, probably. I think there's a lot of teams that could use his services. He's a great coach and a great guy, and just has a great passion for the game. And I think, given the opportunity, he would probably do it. I can't speak for him, but I would. The way, I know him pretty good. I just think he would have given.
Cleveland has become a pressure cooker, shaking on the counter, rattling louder with every snap Dillon Gabriel takes, every stalled drive, every mistimed throw. Every sack that looks like a scene from a disaster movie pushes the fan base closer to full eruption. They're not just irritated anymore. They're exhausted, fed up, and ready to riot if someone doesn't make the obvious move. But Stefanski keeps acting like the quarterback situation is a locked vault he refuses to open. Even as analysts beg for change, even as diehard fans scream for Shedeur, even as the season slips through their fingers like sand, he refuses to turn the key.
Browns quarterback wide receivers of the past were coming out to be open, and he still didn't see it. Just eyes down, pulls the ball down, and tries to run for his life when there's no need to run for your life. But we're told that this is a supercomputer. This is a sad facsimile of what quarterback play should be. I am sick and tired of it. For his own good, for my health, for your sake, for your emotions, because you watch the game completely different from me. This has to end. This has to end.
And that's when Cleveland starts to feel like a franchise trapped in its own psychological thriller. The head coach won't move. The fan base won't quit. And Shedeur Sanders stands right in the center like a silent storm waiting to unleash. But what makes the whole situation even crazier is that the front office isn't on the same page. Word is, Andrew Berry, the general manager, wants Shedeur. He drafted him for a reason. He sees the potential. He sees the future. He sees what the fans see. Stefanski, he's fighting it. He wants Dillon. He wants control.
Dillon played like horribly yesterday. I just don't think he played very well either. And 5 starts in, I am mystified at how we've not seen, for the supercomputer, I'm mystified how we've not seen the game slow down for him or him grow any more comfortable. He either can't see it or just doesn't see it. And I don't know what the difference is, meaning like if you can't see it because you just don't actually view the field very well versus you just don't see it because you're panicked. I guess you'd want it to be the latter thing, but I don't know.
And he's coaching like he's daring the front office to challenge him. This internal tug of war has become the Browns' worst-kept secret. It's the kind of tension insiders whisper about, but never fully explain. And because no one is speaking directly, fans fill in the blanks with their own theories, most of which point to one conclusion. Stefanski knows he's safe enough to ignore the noise. He's coaching like a man with immunity papers. Meanwhile, Shedeur handles all of this with the patience of a monk. He doesn't throw shots at the coaching staff. He doesn't feed into fan frustrations. He talks like someone who understands the long game. But behind the calm demeanor, everyone knows one thing. He's ready. More ready than Dillon looks. More steady than the offense feels. More composed than the entire Browns organization right now. And the second Cleveland hits one more loss, the city is going to demand his arrival like they're summoning a superhero.
A lot of people will say this too, like the Browns have historically rushed rookie quarterbacks onto the field before they're ready. Ruin them. I mean, I know that's the whole thing. Like, what quarterback are we going to ruin next year and all this kind of stuff. The difference this year for me is that this season is gone. It's lost. And you already know that the first rookie you tried to put out there is clearly not it. And it's not even a matter of him not being ready. I just don't think he's capable, period. There's no amount of time, practice, experience that's going to suddenly make him capable. We need to see if Shedeur is, because we've got those 2 first-round picks.
The Jets' loss was the moment everything cracked. Losing to the Jets in today's NFL is like breaking a mirror during a full moon. It feels cursed. Fans took it as proof the team needs a new quarterback. Analysts took it as confirmation the current plan is broken. And ownership, they definitely felt the heat. Because you can ignore complaints from fans. You can ignore complaints from media. But when the city turns into a choir chanting one name, Shedeur, 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 it gets impossible to bury. And while this chaos builds, Jon Gruden's shadow keeps growing longer. It's almost funny how perfectly timed his comments were.
That Stefanski's not mentioning Shedeur's name, and Rizzo today dropped the P-bomb. And if you watched yesterday's show, we dropped the P-bomb. We said that. That was the bet. Good work, guys. Good work, team.
Every time I go on the internet, all I see is a bunch of dudes sitting around going, why are you not playing Shedeur? And why are you about it? Like they're playing the soundbite. He won't even say his name. He won't even say his name. What is that? What is that?
Like, everything would make more sense. You came in and really...
He talks about loving football again. Talks about wanting one more chance. Talks about believing he could turn a franchise around. And he emphasizes Shedeur Sanders as the centerpiece. To Browns fans, that sounds like destiny calling. To NFL insiders, it sounds like Gruden circling the franchise like a vulture waiting for a coaching seat to open. To Kevin Stefanski, it sounds like someone breathing down his neck. It doesn't help that Gruden's name comes with a certain energy. Loud, aggressive, commanding, confident. Everything Cleveland fans crave right now. They're tired of monotone answers and robotic press conferences. They want fire. They want leadership. They want someone who isn't afraid to pull the trigger on a quarterback with superstar potential. And in the imaginations of Browns fans, Gruden and Shedeur look like a perfect match. One fiery, one poised, one aggressive, one calm. A balance the franchise hasn't had in years. But reality is the one thing Cleveland can't escape. Because no matter how wild the rumors get, no matter how loud the fans scream, one man still decides: Kevin Stefanski. He controls when Shedeur plays. He controls the offense. He controls the future of this season.